Hello everybody and welcome to the Comb Racing League Tier 2 race around Belgium. This is round 9 and Q1 is just getting underway, no drivers are out yet on track. I'm joined today by Kieran.
Yeah, and it's nice to have you back, Jonathan.
Yep, missed last week. Here we go, a few drivers starting to leave the pit lane now.
Bearing in mind we've had a couple of drivers take permanent seats for the final couple of races. TTV Giacomo is now full-time in the Williams, taking over from Jack. So he will be looking to impress on his full-time. In the league before and left, come back. But obviously, second time round, we still won that. Impressive day, especially as there's only 3 rounds left, including today. Once Bemersy's on the high.
Hang on, I need to quickly mess with my audio because it's completely out of proportion. Effects is the car, isn't it? And can you talk again, Kieran, just so I can make sure that it's not... that's a bit better.
So we have everyone out on soft tyres during Q1 at the moment. Whoever is, well, for everyone that is out. That's TTV Giacomo, 4-star Captain Nick, Dragon is still in the pits, Tobes and Kyle both out on track doing their out laps. Those two both have had decent qualifying pace over the last couple of weeks, and both weeks race results just slipped away at the last minute. I'm not sure if it's just them getting swamped at the start and then not having enough room to manoeuvre around the car ahead or beside them, but there just seems to be one reason or another why they end up having to come into the pit early and it turns into a recovery drive.
Yeah. Actually, I think this is the first race I've done that Jack isn't in. He moved down to the academy and then had to become a reserve for that.
Yeah, because Jack's now got a job which his work requirements are around the league, unfortunately for him, as it would be nice to see Jack out on track and getting wheel to wheel with him inside the academy. But we don't know what the new year brings. He might get better working hours and be able to take a full-time seat if there's one available at the time, because I know we've advertised 2 seats today for the academy for reserve drivers to take, and one of them's already gone. Odd decision by Liverpool fan. He invalidated his outlap and decided to come into the pits.
Yeah, I've been involved with Cole Paradox most of this time.
Yeah.
Gonna be the first man to set a lap.
Yeah, his outlap was like 3.5 minutes long. Oh, we have the Wheeler going straight into the wall at turn 11.
Yeah, I'm on board with him. Stay well out of the way of these other cars.
Yeah, that's an awkward place to lose it. It's very reminiscent of Giovinazzi.
Giovinazzi.
Giovinazzi, yeah. Sorry. Italian names confuse me because there's a lot of V's and I's in there. And
we've had our first time on the board. Usually we're the next man, it'll be big balls next.
Draper's just gone wide on his outlap. I'm assuming that was to give one of the Racing Points room. Yep, Big Bull's straight into P1 at the moment.
Ooh. Big Bull's just tops him.
Yeah, with 143 freeze by the looks of it, and then 4-star with an extremely slow 148.6. I say that's slow, but I probably wouldn't be able to match that during any stage of qualifying, so I'm just going to zip it on that aspect. But let's see if he can go any quicker through as he's just come down the kind of straight. Yeah, Williams straight into P1 with a 1:43.2. Yeah, 4-star immediately quicker is 1.7 in the green. So he must have had a moment through Eau Rouge, all the sauce, and
then probably pulled off further down the lap, just to not kill his tyres too much. Always better to mess up your lap at the start than the end.
Yeah. But he might have backed out of it to recharge his batteries to go again immediately after. So Foster is currently coming around the end of sector 2. No, sorry, through the middle of sector 2.
Yeah. But, oh, didn't see Jay Williams gets the fastest time.
I did mention it. I said they went up with a 1:43.2.
Awesome. JD was slower than.
Yeah, Tobes with a 1:43.1. So the times have started to tumble, but there's still not a lot between the top 5. I know we're only in Q1, but people want to put down a marker and see where that puts them. As 4-star comes around at the end of his second flying lap, where's that going to put him?
Nope.
He only moves up to 7th.
1. Just behind the pack though, so certainly got for potential there.
Yeah, a 10th down on Kyle, or just under a 10th down on Kyle. Jay Hartnell coming into the pits, so he's probably going to come in and get a fresh set of softs to go out again. As I ride on board with TTV Giacomo, as he's on an out lap.
No, he's on his actual lap. No. He's about to finish his lap.
Yeah.
I'm on board with him as well.
He is out of ERS already, and we are coming down to the run to the final corner.
A 1:45.1. Wait, are you?
TTV Giacomo
he's already finished his lap for me.
He's not finished it for me.
Okay, Pheasant Plucker 1:42.5. Can you see that or not?
Pheasant Plucker, yeah, I can see that. Strange. Dragon on Speed wanting to capitalise on his great race last week in Singapore. Finished P7 and he pretty much got everyone's vote for driver of the day that voted. Kept his nose clean, kept out of penalty, kept away from penalties. Didn't really have too many battles on track from what I can remember, but it was a very lonely race for him, but he just got the job done. So there was no feels and spills, it was just in, do his business, get out with solid points. And at the end of the day, that's what he's here to do. And he did a great job last week. I definitely voted for him for driver of the day. Liverpool fan. So at the moment we only have 4 drivers that are yet to set a time.
And 3 of them are currently on a lap. Our Sadistic King just started his laps now for all of them.
Yep.
Pheasant Plucker's a quite big lead over the rest of the pack.
Yeah, Pheasant Plucker has managed to find half a second almost on P2.
Well, it's more than half a second.
Yeah, well, just under 6/10 on P2. Oh, Pheasant
B-Wheeler invalidates
his lap.
Ooh, and just onto that guy Draper. Yeah, as he loses the tyre.
Yeah, I clicked down to Draper just as he went.
Yeah, no, same.
So Claire PR, how's he gonna fare? Is he gonna get around without losing a wheel, or so? Draper's had a few bad qualifying sessions recently. Since I joined the commentary team, he's lagged out of the qualifying session and not been able to rejoin after Q1, which then resulted in starting P20 for some reason, when at least it should have been P15. He's been knocked out of Q2 on a couple of occasions, and today he's crashed in... Oh, B-Wheeler's gone too.
Both Red Bulls. He's gone on Eau Rouge. See if we can get a camera angle on that. One of the Alfa Romeos. That looks to be Gavin.
It does look like there is a little bit of rain.
So.
Oh, I'm not sure.
Yeah, founder. It is Jonathan.
Yeah, it started to rain.
It's the car. The Captain Nick's currently in 7th.
So it's raining. Yeah, it's definitely started to rain. So this is why people are now taking it easy. Because people don't want to get caught out. That's probably what happened to B. Wheeler at the top of Eau Rouge. Got caught out by the damp conditions. Like
So
PR is 3 seconds down at the end of sector 1.
Any drivers out on track yet that are on?
Dragon has opted for the mediums, but for the inters, sorry. But if the weather starts to change, the lap times that are set, unless you get that changeover period, pretty bang on. So you can still use the slicks or the inters for as long as possible before you need to swap onto the wets and try and get some lap time. So before the
Gavin spun and he's lost a tyre. Used the wets, used the softs, pushed too hard, and the rain caught him out. So it's another driver gone.
Where was that? What corner did he lose it?
The one the Clerpiards just gone past.
Is it 11 and 12?
I don't know what they're called, but Clerpiard went past it, and JD's coming towards it now. And JD nearly did the same thing. Had to slow down more himself.
Oh yeah, that's a horrible crash. I just flicked past and the car was there. That is not an unusual place to crash.
So here we go, Dragon and his Inters going out on track. Look at those drivers who didn't set a lap on softs, they're going to really suffer now. Those lower down, this might be the order.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying, the changeover period, you might be able to gain a couple of tenths by swapping onto the Inters at this stage.
TTV, Jackmo, spun, but managed to just keep it out the walls.
Where is he in the order?
Slightly before, 17th.
Yep, he's still out on 4 lap old softs, so they will be not only shot, but on a wet track. It's a recipe for disaster, so I might follow him round for the rest of the lap just to make sure he gets back to the pits in one piece.
He should lift through there, yeah. No, he should have lifted through there.
He's gone.
Yeah. Don't know why he didn't lift through that corner.
Jay Williams is also gone.
Oh, has he?
He retired from the session.
Oh, right, retirement. But to be fair, that's probably safe. Liverpool fan joining him as well in that retirement.
I think everyone inside the top 15 now thinks they are safe because it is just too wet to get a quicker lap.
It's just JD left that can do it.
And he's still in the pits. He had to come out on a set of Inters.
So it is just dragging out on track. The rest of them just seem to be chilling.
Yeah.
Look at that. A lot of crashes.
Yeah, at the moment we've lost, what, 4 cars from Q1 due to crashes. Dragon's into the pits.
More people
so
retiring.
Dragon probably thinks he's done enough. I'd say he's done enough.
No, he has. It's only Clerpiard and JD. That's in the battles between. 4-star and above, they could retire now. They're safe. It's just a battle between Clerpiard and JD.
Yep.
Actually, someone's coming in.
Captain Nick's retired.
Yep. Royal Viking.
Yeah, the top 10 are just
Clerpiard. Now that's interesting because that might be a mistake on his part.
He might regret that in a couple of minutes' time. But the Inters are around about 5 seconds a lap slower than...
Oh no, JD retired as well, to be safe.
So we have our top 10 with 3 minutes left of qualifying.
Yeah, so people knocked out. Gavin, TTV Jackmo, JD, B Wheeler, and that guy Draper.
Yeah, so
this is
on to Q2 in a moment. This is
a very rare occurrence. This is the first time I've seen something like this before. Just waiting on Carl now.
Yeah, Kyle was probably... He's probably sat in the garage.
There we go, Carl retired. But here we go, here's what happening now in Q1. First time I've seen that happen. Couple of people not setting the time, a lot of people crashing out there.
Yep, the only driver that actually retired through not... Wait,
Well,
everyone
no.
that...
Yeah, everyone retired.
Everyone that except for Gavin Poynton. I think everyone else below him just crashed out.
JD retired. By choice.
Did he? So we had 3 or 4 crashes in Q1.
Incidents, 4 crashes. I only just got on the last second. I will. So who was it? It was that guy Draper, B Wheeler, Gavin, and TTV Jackmo were our 4 drivers who crashed out.
It will be an interesting one. Oh, yeah, that's not much better. That's a lot worse.
Well, at least now everyone's an even playing field. So
yeah,
and they're all immediately on full wets.
I think some people, like, we don't get to see the weather. We don't know what the weather is like. So if any of the drivers are listening in, and before you come out, just shoot Jonathan a message saying what the weather's like for the race, if it's going to be a wet race or a dry race.
Yeah, or just shove it in the Discord, we can see that.
Yeah, because then it obviously lets us know what setup you've opted for, whether you've gone for your dry setups or whether or not you've gone for your wet setups, because it's going to be a wet race too. So
yeah, dragging on speed, the first man out.
Do we have any so-called wet weather specialists that like to think of themselves that way?
I like to think of myself like that, but I'm not the same level as these guys. The only chance I'd stand against them is in the rain, but alas, I'll stick to commentating.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, amongst the drivers.
Yeah,
who are just...
they are better in the rain.
Well, there probably is a driver or two who is better in the rain than everyone else, to be honest. It certainly spreads the field out more. We saw with Lance Stroll in Turkey, I mean, how split the field was. He did a very good job, and certainly that was a change in his career, that qualifying lap.
Yeah, so Pheasant Plucker not even being able to get the power down out of...
Liverpool fan has crashed in Eau Rouge.
I was just about to say, Pheasant Plucker couldn't even get the power down coming out of the pit lane. The car just slid. So he is struggling. I know it sounds stupid to say this, but by looking at the cars from the side profile, it looks like the ride heights are that of dry setups, because there's not a lot of ground clearance between the front wing and the actual road.
You're a better driver than me. I'll let you do all the technical. Ooh, look at where Dragon spun just on the start line. He went around the bus stop chicane and spun out of the corner.
At least he kept
still going to go for his lap though. Yep, kept it at the wall. Tyres won't be too happy. See how Craigo and his teammate do. Forza goes a bit deep, nearly loses it but keeps it. Craigo gets a much better corner out the two of them.
With those now boiling hot, wet, and he's interestingly enough taking the dry line through Eau Rouge is Dragon. How is it going to work out for him? He kept it on the track, well done, and didn't invalidate his lap in the process.
All the drivers going slow through that last sector. Is that one of McLaren's spun?
Yeah, that's sadistic. That's
just going slow.
Jay Hartnell is just giving cars ahead room.
Ooh. Dragon nearly loses it.
Big Bull's lap, his outlap is invalidated, so he will be starting his flying lap now. Let's see where he goes, because he's normally a pretty consistent qualifier. He's normally
drivers queuing up here. Captain Nick having to wait for other drivers so we can get a good exit at the final corner. See how he does. Gets that power down and keeps it forward.
Like had an incident at the final corner.
Royal Viking has given up on his time.
Yeah. Jay Williams going purple first sector, but saying that it is literally the first flying lap that's been set so far, as everyone else is either invalidate their lap. That was a Mercedes going sideways.
Nick just cut our rouge and didn't get penalised for it, so lucky him. Ooh, Dragon. Yep, Dragon out. That was a very dramatic crash. You know that corner that's flat? It's not flat in the rain. Right near the end of the track, he was the first man out, Dragon.
Oh, the left-hander.
Yeah, left-hander went round it flat.
On the run up to the bus stop. Yeah, that definitely isn't flat in the rain. You've got to at
right,
least
so here we go. Craigo, that first man to cross, and then 4-star behind him. Just behind his teammate. Who do we have next? 2 AlphaTauris.
Yep, I'm on board with Carl Paradox as we speak. It looks like Claire PR will be coming across the lane.
Yep, he'll be behind the racing points though. What about Carl Paradox? Just ahead of his teammate.
Yeah, so there's half a second between the two.
Both Renaults into the pits.
And half a second between the two AlphaTauris.
Royal Viking, very slow time. Williams is actually pulling out this lap. I'm not quite sure what he's doing, but it's not what he should be doing.
Captain Nick is retired, so Captain Nick, has he had a
that's
crash?
a crash by Captain Nick. We sadly can't look at the car because of where it is. It's nowhere near him. But Captain Nick is out of qualifying. I'm getting the wall. Sector 3, just the start of it.
Yeah, the next car along will be the racing points.
Yeah, it will have despawned by then.
They've got.
So Pheasant Plucker to 5th.
It's gone already. Sadistic into P1.
Oh yeah, McLaren's there.
So the McLarens are turning up. Jay Williams with a very slow time. I think his main objective now is just to get through.
Yeah, but now there's only 2 drivers still racing who are going to be knocked out. So that's something that drivers are a bit more, happy with how they're doing.
So it's safe to say that Sadistic, Big Balls, and maybe the Racing Points could retire.
Well, not necessarily, because of course if it happens to dry out, then they can get a quick lap, maybe on the inters, maybe even on softs.
I don't think this track will dry out in 8 minutes.
Maybe not for me.
Yeah, not in 8 minutes.
No way will it dry out. 158.6 by him. The other Racing Point also improves.
That was Sadistic King going very sideways. We've got a yellow flag in sector 2, which will be the result of Sadistic King going sideways.
Yeah, it looks like
hold it.
Big Balls and Williams are actually having a bit of a battle out on track at the moment. Both in their qualifying lap. Ferrari got through.
That will be for the stewards to decide later on, because one will feel like the other one's impeded their lap.
Well, it looked clean enough to me.
The faster driver will just go, well, if you were on a flying lap and I'm quicker, I've got enough right to pass you, which Big Balls evidently did.
Is that yellow slow? It's just a slow driver.
Yeah, that's just, I assume that's Sadistic King. It is Sadistic King. He's just easing his way back. I think he may have clipped the wall.
The rain is getting lighter from what I can see. But also the laps have closed up a bit now.
Yeah. So Sadistic has still got his entire front wing in place. So Tobes and Kyle will be the next cars to actually set laps, as they've yet to set one. And interesting, well, as
Racing Point's been in lap. Are the AlphaTauris pushing?
The AlphaTauris, Claire PR is on a lap.
Carl Paradox. If he is, he's on a slow lap for Carl Paradox.
It might just be recharging his batteries, because under wet conditions,
yeah, he's on 0, whereas Claire PR on 2.
Carl Paradox for me has got 100% ARS. Craigo with the
he's got 100%, he's just not discharging it.
Yeah, so he's probably out burning some fuel. Taking as long as possible to burn through it.
Someone's just told us that the race is dry.
Dry race, so all the qualifying times will be set on dry setups. Big Balls almost a second up, going through the second sector.
And that second will put him on to pole, well, up to the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah, he was 8 tenths up there. So if he can keep it going through this final set, well, sorry, that was through the first sector alone, so he's in sector 2 as we speak. Royal Viking with a 158.5, so the track is starting to dry out, but it's not going to be a dry quali.
So
dry
Big
Q2
Bulls
anyway.
up
Big
to pole,
Bulls.
a 158.1.
Yeah.
Who was that? Williams, a 158.7, just second for him. Carl has just crashed and lost part of his front wing, but kept his car alive.
Yeah, that is.
That's quite fortunate actually, because that was nearly enough.
Yeah, and then he reverses into the wall on the other side of the track.
No, well, you can't damage it, can you?
So
Toves
Kyle
is saying
has
it's purple.
Yeah, Kyle has got 5 minutes to get around the rest of the track. Bearing in mind he's only in sector 2. He's got to get round, get into the pits, get a fresh front wing on, and get out to do a lap. So he's got, I'd say, a minute, just over a minute to get back to the pits.
Toves into the pits, probably going to want to get in to set him into the lap. That is risky, because that was not a bad lap by him. I don't know why Kyle's pushing, because he's gone past Coal Paradox and immediately gone deep, because he's not having a front wing to turn.
If Coal Paradox can't get back into the pits, if Kyle can't get back into the pits within the next 30 seconds or so, his qualifying ends now, and I'd say it ends now, as he's only at the end of sector 2. No front wing, having to get out of the way of other cars. Coming in and out, coming into the pits and doing the changeover of tyres, things like that will waste about 30 seconds. Then you've got to trundle down the pit lane, get out, do your outlap, which will be about 2 minutes 5. But he has got cars getting out of his way to let him through. So he will be straight in the pits and straight back out.
A few drivers here are on inters now.
Toves has chucked on a set of inters.
Forster, oh, Pheasant Plucker nearly losing it. Great save by him. Oh, nearly loses it again. Didn't quite save it that time, but kept it out the wall.
And he's going to have to light the tyres up. No, he's not lit the tyres up to spin it back round.
No, he actually did a fairly good job of not losing it too much.
Yeah. Let's just hope that his tyres aren't overheated. Because the inters,
Why is Carl not going out on track? He should be on the inters and he should be leaving as soon as he can.
Yeah, unless he's waiting.
Well, he can just do a slow out lap.
Yeah, either way, he will be. He's got in with enough time to get a lap in if he leaves the pits now.
And pretty much all the field are now on
We have a yellow
inters.
flag. That is a slow moving.
That's just a slow Pheasant Plucker.
Yep.
We already know he's doing a slow lap. Although he's going to have to do another lap on, surely on wets, because he can't pit.
Pheasant Plucker.
He's stuck on the wet, and he is at risk of dropping out because both his Renault drivers are quick. Jay Hartnell's a chance of improving as well.
Kyle is up to come out now.
And Pheasant Plucker nearly loses it again.
Kyle out with 2 minutes left of the session and invalidates his outlap. I know it makes no difference to your actual
He's going to have to do a quick outlap.
He went straight over Eau Rouge by what I caught. So what I caught, it looked like he didn't even bother taking Eau Rouge, he just went straight over it. It's a couple seconds here and there that you'll gain by doing that sort of thing. But he's got a minute and a half to do what is normally a minute and a half's worth of track time. Well, call it a minute to minute and 10 seconds. So in the wet, he may struggle.
Right on the limit of Carl there.
So everyone else is out on inters. Big Bulls has decided to opt for inters.
Pheasant Blocker's
Royal
in the
Viking.
pits. I think he's just chilling. Knows he can't do anything.
Then he's just got to wait on the 3 drivers behind him to see where he finishes.
Is that? No, it's McLaren about to start a lap.
Kyle has
Then
got
on a
44
lap.
seconds to get to the start-finish line, and he's just coming to what appears the run up to the bus stop. Yes, he has timed it perfectly, but he
Ooh.
does have a Ferrari ahead of him, not too far up the track, so that might be something he needs to keep an eye on.
4-star
So
on his
Kyle-
inters. Must have made a mistake. He's not going to improve in his inters. He might be able to get to the start line, but it's very close. I don't think he will. I think he's just going to miss out.
Yeah, he's
It's
got
very
9 seconds to go around the bus stop. Wait.
Oh no, that's got to be heartbreaking. But actually, no, he's already safe though, isn't he? You already know he's safe.
Yeah, he's 5th.
And Pheasant Blocker in the pits
But-
finished. There's
He did have a purple final sector, so he pulled the final sector out the bag.
so the 3 drivers that matter here: Jay Hartnell, Tobes, and Kyle. Can they knock out Pheasant Plucker between the 3 of them?
As we speak about Tobes, he's just coming across the line on his one and only flying lap in Q2, and he goes
There we
straight
go.
to P1.
The inters are just quicker.
Well, what about Jay Hartnell? No,
Craig over the next man to the line, and he's improved by 1.5 seconds. So it's at least a 157, maybe less if it was a good last sector.
So the rain
Oh,
is still falling.
definitely
but
good
it's-
last sector.
Yeah, Craig goes straight into P1. So Tobes has waited for the track to dry out.
But Sadistic King's looking to be even quicker than Craigo.
As
Ooh.
I'm on
Ooh.
board with Jay Hartnell to see where he ends up. And he's coming to the end of sector 2 now. He's just at those awkward chicane in the middle of sector 2.
And Sadistic King, yep, up to the front, safe for him. So Jay Hartnell's now been knocked
Claire
out.
PR
Oh, no.
immediately bumps Sadistic down.
So if Kyle goes ahead of Jay Hartnell, so Kyle
Which he
very
does.
safe. Jay Hartnell 4.5 seconds safe. So unless he majorly messes up, he's going to knock 4-star
getting-
and Pheasant Plucker out. I've forgotten there were still 2 drivers that needed to be knocked out. One of them looks like it might be 4-star. It is going to be
And
4-star.
Jay Hartnell, yep.
So yeah, 4-star Jay Hartnell knocked out.
Jay
Sorry,
straight up
4-star
into sixth.
and not Jay Hartnell.
But-
Pheasant Plucker.
Yeah. So the top 10 is Kyle J. Williams, Claire PR, Big Bull, Sadistic King, Jay Hartnell, Carl Paradox, Craig Tobes, and Royal Viking accordingly. Royal Viking starting his time on the wet tyres.
The madman. And a very quick time, I must say, for the
Yeah,
wets.
I would say he's just out scraped through, but he hasn't. He's scraped through by almost 6 tenths. So he put down a very, very, very good wet lap. I think he
Yeah.
went fastest during Q2 initially, and
Once
then
again.
as the track started to dry out and everyone put the inters on.
We've now had a total of 7 DNFs.
If this continues, then our top 10 shootout is going to be a top 10 shootout. Top 6 shootout, sorry.
10-pin bowling. Well, we had 4 going out in the first qualifying, 3 going out in the second, so I reckon we're going to have at least 2 drivers DNF now.
If it's dried up,
Ah.
not a great deal. The track's still damp. It's still dangerous, especially through Eau Rouge.
Yeah, it has
Which-
stuck everyone in inters.
Yeah.
Oh, who's that? Craigo. Get ready to leave.
Even though it annoys me when people refer to Eau Rouge as Eau Rouge when it's not the actual corner name.
Rouge Rally on.
I find myself doing it myself.
It's not worth being picky about.
No. Yeah, it's Radeon, and then Eau Rouge is the river that runs underneath.
Rouge is that left hand at the bottom, Radiant is that right left. That's the fun bit.
No, Eau Rouge is the river that runs underneath Radion.
Yeah, there's a river.
Yeah, it's just past the service road. That's why it goes, the track is built going uphill, because the river has to come through.
Alright, I was due to go to the F1 Belgium Grand Prix this year, but they cancelled that for fans, so that'll be happening next year. Bumped on tickets back a year.
Yeah,
hopefully by then it will be fine.
Yeah, hopefully I will be going to Silverstone next year.
Yeah, is that the Grand Prix?
Yeah.
Sorry, Sadistic King just left. I assume he has invites, but can you send him another invite anyway?
Yes, I will do. It's just Sadistic King B, isn't it?
Yep.
I think I have him as a friend anyway, I'm not entirely sure. There we go, he should be able to rejoin in a sec. I will send him a second one just to be on the safe side. As we all know how bad Codemasters servers have been over the last few weeks, well, few months. For some people, they have to get free invites to be able to get into a session.
Founder, to answer your question, I don't think Lewis's contract will improve. I reckon it'll be the same as last year. But there is a chance.
$50 million a year.
Yeah, there's a chance he'll have do a surprise retirement, but that seems unlikely. He is now statistically the best driver
in history. The only thing Michael Schumacher has on him is fastest laps and laps led. And 100% podium record throughout the season.
Yeah, that's important. Oh, Craigo just left the session, so that's another driver who might need.
Yeah.
And Cole Paradox.
Oh,
like flies.
It's gonna be one of them days, isn't it?
It's gonna be one of them. I don't think Lewis needs the team to pay him that much, because he just rocks up to a company and says, "Hey, do you want to sponsor me?" Sticks some, I don't know, Pringles on his head, and gets paid the 100 million or whatever.
That's why the Mercedes has Tommy Hilfiger on, because Lewis brought the Tommy Hilfiger sponsorship. Because he did the collab with him, didn't he?
But no, I can't say I pay a lot of attention to the politics behind F1. It's the boring part. Parts of it are interesting, but I don't care how much Lewis gets paid, as long as it's not too much.
What is Craigo's PSN?
Craigo 82. CRAGO 82.
Is it an 0 or is it an O?
It's an O.
It's an O. So it's 082 at the end.
Yeah.
No players found.
CRGO 82. I don't know. If your invite isn't working, I'll quickly do it. It's not ideal, but. Oh, you have, okay.
Yeah, it's a O at the end, not a 0. So
Wait, who's someone is setting a lap? It's not Mercedes. Royal Viking with the first man to set a lap.
sorry guys, I'm just busy getting fresh invites out to those who have disconnected. And I will be sending them a backup invite at the same time, just in case.
So did Cole Paradox get himself an invite?
I sent Cole Paradox an invite as I had him as a friend. Yes.
Nice. Craig has given us his thanks. That yellow flag is a Renault. That is Tobes. It looks like
Yeah.
he had collision with the wall going through P1.
No, he seems to have his front wing intact. It looks like he's just spun. Yeah, front wing's still intact. He's just lost it. So drying conditions have caught him out.
Yeah, well, everyone apart from Jay Hartnell is just chilling in the pits on the softs. I know Jay Hartnell is now changed over and updated.
I've forgotten who I was looking for. There we go. Has Cole Paradox made it back into the session?
Uncertain. He's out on track, so it seems likely. And the fact he just drove on the grass heavily implies yes.
Yeah, his car is not ghosted, so he's back in the session.
Ooh.
Big balls.
Ferrari up to the top. So Kieran does race himself. Kieran races in the academy. I occasionally do F1, but I do not do any competitive, like league racing. I just very, very, very occasionally casually race.
I race 3 days a week, or 4 days a week.
Sadistic King's back.
My Monday to Friday is pretty much full. Because I race Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, then I do comms Thursday, race Friday, and then I step in on comms if needed on a Saturday now. So my evenings are pretty much full, but it's what I enjoy doing, so I may as well spend time doing it. It's interesting that we've only got 4 minutes left of the session. 3 drivers are set a time and 3 drivers are on outlaps. Everyone else is in the pits.
Cole Paradox currently setting a lap, but so many people have dropped out.
All of those people have got invites and they're back into the session.
Yeah.
So for Craigo, Cole Paradox and Sadistic King, they will have lost maybe a couple of minutes with server issues and all of that. But at the end of the day, they're back in the race. They're back in qualifying. They should be back in the race. And this is why it's beneficial having 2 people on the comms team.
Yeah. Ooh, Cole Paradox invalidates it at the end, and he's now very cheekily trying to get back to the pit lane, but decides against it.
How do you invalidate your lap time at the bus stop? There is very little place to actually invalidate it.
I've done it.
Like, I've done many a lap around Spa, and there is one place that is pretty much impossible to invalidate your lap around here, and that is the bus stop. Unless you completely, like...
He did all 4 wheels off, cut it, entirely break the track rules.
Ah, right. So, he is... Still invalidated that lap and his current lap. So, invalidated that lap and the next lap. So, he is a man on a mission to try and get round. Let's see, he's got 48% ERS, so he's going to have to turn that off of hot lap in a minute to be able to have any chance of setting a decent lap time. Sadistic is just rolling around on his outlap, taking it easy, as the nearest car to him is his teammate.
Jay Hartnell will soon set his lap, as long as he doesn't do the same.
Yeah.
Nope.
Coming through turn 12 and 13. 13 and 14, sorry.
Up to 3rd position.
Oh, he's lost it.
Who?
Jay Williams has lost it. And that was his flying lap.
Ooh.
So it's not going to be as grippy as what they'd like. The track still hasn't rubbered in yet.
Oh, Cole Paradox invalidated his lap somewhere.
It was already invalidated. I think he's just going to be happy and take 10th. Because he's not going to get into the pits and get out again. So 10th is for Cole Paradox.
No, it would have made sense to try and go around again, just set a time. 'Cause at the moment it looks like not everyone's going to set a time.
Yeah. So this thing
Good
has just started displaying that. Let's see how he gets on with Eau Rouge. Down the Kennel straight. Rear wing wide open with the DRS. Looks like he's struggling with a little bit of front, well, with top end speed. As he topped out at 207, which is a few miles an hour short of what we've seen, well, what I've seen previously in qualifying sessions. But they may have started, we don't know, he might have picked his wet setup without even double checking the weather for the race, as it is quite easy to do.
Okay, lots of drivers about to start their lap.
Yep, Kyle is the one at the head of the pack, so he's got the clean air.
Is Craig going to make it to the line? Cold Paradox retires. Yep.
Craig will make it to
he
the
will,
line.
yep. He's made it.
2
Just.
seconds. And he sets a time for 5th. So we've got drivers out on laps. Big Bulls going through Eau Rouge. Royal Viking also through Eau Rouge. Jay Hartnell coming down towards Eau Rouge.
Has Royal Viking got the slipstream?
It appears so. Yeah, he's just behind Big Bulls, but he's far enough back to not get caught up in that turbulent hot air. That if he gets any closer through this corner, it will drag him out wide, which it has done. That is not the line he wanted.
No, and these two are backing away from that top position. Yeah, both on the front row. You want to get... Yeah, look, more drivers who didn't set a lap. Doesn't matter what time Carl gets, as long as he crosses the line. Oh no, he needs to beat Williams.
Yeah, he needs to get a 150. A 156 at least. To qualify on the 4th row of the grid.
So, Tobes going to improve a lot. Up into pole.
P1.
Or provisional pole. Who's the next man? Claire PR.
Is it Claire PR? Yep, and he goes
P3. 3rd fastest.
It will be Big Bulls and Royal Viking across the line next. Where does Big
Kyle
Bulls go, does it?
Oh,
Big Bulls does not improve, but Royal Viking does.
Knocks that Ferrari down to 3rd.
And Kyle
Craig
goes 6th.
And Jay Hartnell's going slow.
So that pretty much just summarised our top 10. Yep, he retired out on track because he was the only car left floating around. So
yeah, shame for Cole Paradox invalidating his lap, not able to do anything. Although now that the rain went, no drivers DNFing this time. All of them alive till the end.
So there's Jay Williams with a very slow time. That's what we saw in the wet.
I mean, if we look at the intervals, look how close they all are.
Yeah. The actual top 4 aren't separated by much. And then it's the top 4 that, well, after the top 4 where they just kind of fall off of a cliff.
Well, 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th are very close together as well.
Yeah, there is exactly a tenth between 5th and 6th. And the finishing in 6th, being a 10th behind the car in front, you just know that if you got a slightly better entrance and exit, got the power down that little bit earlier through each corner, you could be sitting in a very different position. But it is what it is, and they will just have to fight their way through the grid. But interesting enough, a decent qualifying session from the Renault boys again.
It was Renault versus Ferrari at Russia, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Those were the two teams.
And it was the same again last week, if my memory serves me correctly.
There we go. drivers now. Waiting so there are plenty of time to choose their setup.
And last week, Captain Nick was in the wars with Carl Paradox and Claire PR, if my memory serves me correctly. With one of the two apologising for Captain Nick for spinning him out. Like, immediately as soon as it happened, pulled into, like, they went into the pits for a new front wing or something, immediately put in the Discord server, apologising for it, apparently outbraked himself. And I haven't checked, but we'll wait for the lights to go out before I can continue.
Here we go.
So, formation lap started.
Wait, where is it? There we go, position change.
Yep. Penalty. I've gone for tyres too.
Actually, well, yeah, I'll show tyres first, just so everyone can have a look, and then we'll jump to position change once we get to the start.
Tobes has gone for the softs, Royal Viking and Big Bulls on the medium, Claire PR on the softs, Jay Hartnell and Kyle on the mediums, Craig on the softs, Sadistic and Jay Williams both on the mediums, then everyone else down.
That's a nice shot, everyone weaving.
Except for B Wheeler, who is starting on the hards. Speaking from experience, it may just be the setup I use, but the hard tyre take a few laps to get up to temperature. So that might be a mistake on his behalf, but he may be able to go to about lap 17 on the hard tyre. We'll take a look and see as to what the pit stop strategies will be, which they should flash up anytime soon.
Oops. Just successfully pulled my microphone out.
Well done. Yep, as I said, so one stop, the hard tyre is lap 8. Oh, that was Royal Viking going into the wall in the formation lap. But as I was saying, the soft tyre to stop stuff to hards, the pit strategy is between lap 8 and 10. So apparently they think the hard tyre can only go for about 12 laps. So whoever's starting on the mediums will go for 10, 11 laps.
Yeah.
So the hards aren't really worth the extra.
I mean, you can do, I guess you can do hard and then soft at the end, if you know you're good at overtaking.
That would be try and get as far through the grid as possible early doors, when it's all bunched up. Maybe hope for a safety car. And then try and take fastest lap.
Well, I think with a track like this, there's a high chance of safety cars. Starting on the softs, honestly, it's probably going to pay off.
Yeah, I did a league race around here a few months ago. In 9 laps, we had 3 safety cars. It was safety car out, safety car in, into La Source, safety car out. Safety car stays out for 3 laps. Into La Source again, safety car out.
I had that out of Baku lobby, but it was because it was glitched.
Yeah,
right,
this wasn't glitched, this was just people not finding their braking zones into the source after the safety car. So while we wait for the grid to form up, I will take a look at the Drivers' Championship for the time being.
Well, they're all on the grid now. Why did it say we're on lap 2? Right, there we corrected it. So here we go, Tobes on the inside. And away they go.
Are we gonna see
and already Codemasters has completely ruined everything. No, it's still bad.
Oh,
so Tobes holding the lead. Big Bull's behind him in second.
Going very wide.
Look at all those cars behind.
So,
Royal Viking already getting 3 seconds of penalties.
Yeah,
Kyle
apparently
side by side with Royal Viking. Royal Viking trying to squeeze him into the wall. There's some dodgy driving going on here. Royal Viking at the inside. Kyle brakes later. Goes too deep. Royal Viking holds it around the outside in the second part of the chicane. Looked like a McLaren suffering back there. No, McLaren's both still forward. Very busy field at the moment.
Wonder what Royal Viking's penalty was for.
Possibly just cutting their rouge.
I will jump into. So he exceeded track limits immediately. Exceeded track limits again. Exceeded it again. And then got his final warning, so I'm assuming he was avoiding trouble through La Source and Eau Rouge.
Cole Paradox dropped down to 19th. Oh, this looks adventurous. Tapping one of the Red Bulls in the rear.
That's one way of getting past, but it's not a way that.
That's not the Red Bull he hit. It was the other Red Bull that he hit, but even then, still questionable driving.
Giacomo's not had a good start to the race.
No.
We
might see 4-star go from move on Williams into the bus stop chicane here. 4-star forcer on the outside.
Draper's also going to send it by the looks of it as he's lining him up. Oh, nope. He has not got enough. So the one-stop strategy from soft to medium or soft to hard is the exact same.
Oh my goodness, they've messed up the old... Who's actually where? Who's up first?
Gavin Poynton.
Right, Tobes is in first. Ignore what it says on the side.
Royal Viking with a penalty. Same with Gavin Poynton. Jay Hartnell making moves. That was nice round the outside of 4-star into P9.
Dragon also going to get past. Oh no, is he?
Yeah,
yes,
he's
he
on
is.
the inside line, but he will be on the outside of the following corner.
Craigo there having spun. How far back's Craigo drops?
Captain Nick is on the tail of Dragon Speed. He's on the tail of 4-star.
That's not an ideal way of getting out of the wall.
Jesus, this midfield battle is close.
A lot of close.
We've got 4 cars within, I'd say, half a second of each other. Within half a second of each other, we've got 4 cars. So Jay Williams, 4-star, Dragon and Speed, and Captain Nick.
Yeah, my thing's not in the correct order.
I've got Tobes in, so I'll do a quick run through the order. Got Tobes in P1, Big Bulls in P2, Claire PR in P3, Royal Viking P4, Kyle up into P5, Sadistic King in P6, Jay Hartnell P7, Jay Williams in P8, 4-star in P9, Dragon on Speed in P10.
Oh, Nick going for a move, Captain Nick. No, not quite.
In P11, Captain Nick P12. He will have DRS along the Canal Straight. Yes,
he's
will,
12.
as it is now lap 3. Let's see if he can get this move done before I continue with running through the order.
But also, if we look ahead, 4-stars looking for a move on Williams, and that's gone ahead as well.
So that is great driving from all 4 cars there to give the car coming alongside.
JD crashed on Eau Rouge. Sorry to interrupt you.
Did he lose his front wing?
Don't think so. Dragon looking to get Captain Nick back. Hasn't managed it. Nick does very well there.
So the biggest winners so far are Draper, Dragon and Speed, and Captain Nick.
And 4-star
and honourable mention to Jay Hartnell, also gaining 3 positions. T-Wheel also up 3 positions.
Jay's gained 3. It says he's lost 2 for me.
Jay is up into 7th for me.
Yeah, that's saying it's down 2.
Sorry, 4-star gaining 3 positions, not Jay Hartnell.
I'll agree with you there.
We have a yellow flag on a part of the track where there's no cars.
Yeah. Dragon looking to get past Nick, but he's not close enough. Lost too much speed to that corner.
but he will have DRS through this straight. The quick blast into La Source. Will he decide to send it into turn 1?
No, it's not close enough.
Yeah, it's La Source is an awkward corner to overtake at. You've got to make sure that the car that you're overtaking knows that you are there. Gavin Poynton with another 3-second penalty, so he is struggling with 6 seconds so far.
Is that a correct penalty? I don't think it is.
Yeah, because
sorry, no, correct. I meant yellow flag. Captain Nick went for a lunge on Williams. We've got a very good camera angle from Dragon here.
Outside.
Ooh, that was an interesting method. I'm pretty sure that Williams just dropped 3 positions. They're nearly going 3 wide.
Make that
Williams,
4 positions.
that's gotta hurt.
Gavin Poynton with another penalty. We're on lap 4 and he's racked up 9 seconds worth of penalties already.
I don't know what line he's taking, but it's not the right one.
I think Jay may have... Nope, his front wing still looks intact. He's dropped off the pace a little bit. I think he may have just backed out of it to watch the battle unfold in front of him for a lap or 2.
Just chilling.
Just see if there's any accidents occur ahead, see who's slower through what parts of the track. There might be method to his madness, or it might just be sheer madness. And I've not spoken to him personally, so I can't make a comment on which one it is. I'd hope it's the former. Well, Captain Nick has made inroads and is now up to P9. Well done him.
After that DNF in Q2, doing well.
Draper is up 8 places after DNFing in Q1.
Draper taking an interesting line over Eau Rouge. I believe
is that sadistic?
Dragon on speed. He was
Is he the host?
He became the host. So Dragon on speed needs an invite. Already dropping down positions because he was in that midfield fight. It's a shame for him.
Battle for 8th, wasn't he?
Well, actually, it's no longer a battle for 8th because Captain Nick and 4-star just disappeared.
Right. I'll send him a couple.
One of the Renaults, Tobes, our race leader, looks like he's crashed and he's glitched as well.
Oh. That is not fun for him.
I think he may have beached his car.
And he's just waited for everyone to pass him before he's reset the track. The stewards will be a little bit funny with that, but it's on stream. You can physically see him trying to move the car, and he didn't reset onto track until everyone had passed him.
I mean, the car was literally stuck on the curb.
Yeah, it was at that awkward place on the floor of where the front wheels weren't quite dug in, and obviously F1 cars being rear wheel drive, the rear wheels weren't on the curb either, so he was just kind of hovering. So as I was saying, the Renaults over the last couple of weeks qualified excellently, but something seems to happen in the early laps that just throws them off. So this will be a stop for hard tyres for Tobes. Tobes will now chuck a set of hard tyres on and look to end the race.
Captain Nick getting another position, up to 7th position now. Oh, is he? Maybe not.
Yeah, I was right with Tobes. It is hard tyres he's whacked on. Yeah, he's got that nailed, Captain Nick.
Yep, there we go. Another position for him. Sorry for the interval just ceasing to exist.
Big Bulls is now ahead of Claire PR, evidently after Tobes had his incident / glitch.
JD down from 19th.
Jay Williams with the fastest lap.
No, JD, not Jay Williams.
Yeah, JD. All the way down in P20.
We have 3 J's. Which include
JD, Jay Williams, and Jay Hartnell. Guys, you need to come up with more interesting names. We
complain
can't
to your
abbreviate it.
parents.
Yep, Tobes. Oh, still in P18, 4.7 seconds down.
Wait, is this a battle? Oh, there's a four-way battle for the lead at the moment.
Is Kyle looking to avenge his teammate? Yes, he is.
As drivers are starting to cross the line, we're actually being given their new interval times, so we can see.
There's 6/10 between Kyle and Royal Viking.
Ooh.
So he will have DRS, but Royal Viking will also have DRS on Claire PR, who will then also have DRS on Big Bulls. So DRS train at the moment. So the only driver that's really losing any time is Big Bulls through those DRS zones.
And of course, Claire PR, the only man on the soft.
So his pit stop will be, I'm gonna guess, lap 9.
Yeah, I think that would be the smart decision.
I think he'll go between the estimated pit window of between lap 8 and 10. So I think he'll go lap 9.
Ooh, Claire PR makes a mistake. Royal Viking, yep, able to get through. Kyle not close enough. Actually, Royal Viking not through yet.
Nope, round the outside, inside line for the next corner. This is great wheel to wheel. And Royal Viking taking, he should hand that position back. He was off the track when he gained it. Is he going to hand it back? No, he's not. And Tobes coming at the
Kyle.
Sorry, yeah, Kyle, sorry.
Tobes had that instant earlier, of course. All those Big Bulls has got miles away.
Yeah.
Claire PR starting to gain back. There's a yellow flag where no cars exist.
That is Tobes that is going into that sector.
Yeah, but he was there before he got to that bit. So this is all great for that Ferrari up front.
This is what Big Bulls needs. He just needs everyone behind him to battle. While they're busy defending from the car behind, he just drives away. Captain Nick and, or is that an Alpha? Saw a red dot with a yellow flag in it, so I'm assuming it was one of the Alphas. Who else is in an Alfa Romeo?
You got Gavin and Liverpool fan, 2 Alfa Romeos.
It's Gavin and Liverpool fan in the Alphas today.
Ooh, old Paradox and Williams touch, 4-star DNFs. Crashes, I don't know what turn number that is.
It's going to be a full safety car.
Yeah.
At least.
So here we'll see Claire PR almost certainly into the pits.
If you are coming into the pits, well, coming along that back straight now, the run up to the bus stop.
Is TT... No, of course it's not. JD is going into the pits. It's not worth it for TT, well, Jackmo.
Yeah, TTV Giacomo 199 is just a mouthful to say.
So yeah, we'll see which of the front runners decide to go into the pits.
Claire PR has opted for a set of softs. No, apparently Claire PR is a lap down on the leader and he's running in 4th.
Yeah, it's been saying that for a while. He's not a lap down. So
Evidently
all 4 of our front
4th.
runners into the pits.
So
Hopefully
it's
this
gonna
might fix it.
Yeah, it's whose pit crew can get the time. Well, the pit stop absolutely
Sister
nailed.
King in, J Hart, anyone not going into the pits? So far everyone has.
Jay Williams is on his way in. B Wheeler, I think B Wheeler will stay out because he's on the hards.
Many has.
Yeah, he stayed out.
Gonna jump a lot of cars, but not all of them.
Yeah, Tobes won't pit again. Right, so this is going to be an interesting one. Does everyone pit and come out on mediums and then risk them running out of life around about lap 20 and have to do 2 laps on dead? Oh, Tobes is coming in. Tobes is sacking off the
no, I think it makes sense for him to come in. Actually, no, maybe it doesn't.
No, because he may have made a mistake now. I think he's got putting the mediums on. Yeah, he's putting mediums on, so then he can keep up with the rest of the pack. Because bearing in mind, the pack will now be bunched up underneath the safety car. This is his way of getting back into contention.
It's Toes.
So,
Very quick driver, quite far down the order. Needs better tyres to fight through.
and the Haas
Liverpool
just
fan, I don't know why he didn't pit.
because he's on 5-lap old mediums.
Same with Dragon. Dragon should have pitted.
As I
Dragon's-
said earlier, there might be
Dragon's really
method to
gonna
the
suffer.
madness.
Method to the madness. Dragon's going to really suffer.
He's gonna get
Hello.
swamped at the safety car restart.
Yeah.
I think
He might
may
like
be
blast a
blistering
bit,
off the
but
safety car restart, but unless he's aiming to get into lap 12 or 13 and putting on the softs and fighting back through. Like, off the track, I've not met a nicer guy than Dragon. He's a really nice guy, and over the last week, 2 weeks, putting a few very solid performances. So let's see if he can keep up that form, and if he can, another good result for him. As again, he's one of the few in running. We only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6 cars with penalties at the moment.
actually in terms of penalties, it's not too bad, is it?
Liverpool fan has got a drive-through, Gavin has got 12 seconds, Giacomo has got 3, Draper with 3, B Wheeler with 3, and Royal Viking with 6. So
That's important there. Royal Vikings.
all Kyle's got to do is stick with him.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier said than done, but all he's got to do... Oh, Jay Williams,
Ooh.
he's not going to be happy with that, because that may have just cost him some front wing. Which it hasn't.
Gavin's up to 17 seconds of penalties.
What's the limit? Is it 24 or 30 seconds for
I think it's
disqualification?
in the 20s. I'm not too sure. I managed it
I
once in a
wouldn't-
5-lapper.
I wouldn't know. I've never been disqualified from a race. I served it in the pits. Gavin has served the 5-second in the pits. So it was Gavin that went into the back of Jay Hartnell.
No, Gavin had the drive-through, didn't he?
No, that is Liverpool fan.
Oh. They've both gone into the pits. One
Yep.
served that 5 seconds, another one for the drive-through.
Yep. And Gavin has taken a fresh set of tyres. Took a fresh set of mediums while he was there. So the Alphas are going to be right at the back of the grid so far today. And
Right. Someone's saying it might be 25 on a 50% race.
25 what laps?
Penalty points. Well, seconds before you get DQ'd.
Alright. And as I was just about to say, the Alphas on Monday pulled up a great showing. Took home P1 and 2 and fastest lap. So clean sweep of points on Monday. And Tier 2 at the moment not having the races they'd expect. But we've still got over half race distance to go, so there is an opportunity that they will gain some points. Oh, that's more front wing.
Tobes
That's
is
Tobes.
5 seconds. Is he the one with the front wing damage, or is it the guy in front behind him?
I think it
Please
would
show
be
me.
Tobes, as I think he went into the back of TTV Giacomo. Oh, and his safety car's in this lap.
His front wing looks happy.
Oh, and again, Tobes into the side of
Do you mean
someone.
Tobes?
Yeah, it was Tobes that just drove into the side of someone. I think
Maybe
that's what
doing a
driver it
Sebastian Vettel, just grr, I'm angry. Right, when's he gonna go? And more Viking on the better tyres. Try not to get too dizzy from all the drivers.
Is he just going to bunch him up and wait?
And he is. Seems to be what he's doing. Hasn't gone yet.
It's the smart thing to do, but at the same time, it can also cost you a lot of time. But saying that the car behind cannot pass you until you hit the finish line. So all he's got to do is keep them behind in the couple of 100 yards from the start of the line to the
he's done a good job.
Yeah, managed that restart very well, and he's pulled a little bit of a gap, nothing major. Like,
a few changes further down the order there.
Yeah, Gavin has jumped ahead of TTV Giacomo. Liverpool fan won't be.
Kyle, 3-second penalty.
Straight through.
This looks like it might be an overtake for the lead now. Watch it from Kyle's perspective.
Wide open for both cars. Down the outside, has he got enough? No, he is not.
No, any other overtakes going on? Oh, someone there. No, not going to happen. Dragon. Probably with dead tyres.
An update on 4-star. He has apologised for Jay Williams for hitting him into turn 1. So 4-star has, if there was any contact into turn 1 between the two, he has apologised for it. Tobes with a penalty. Is that his second one this lap, or was it Kyle that got one?
B Wheeler spun out, saw the collision. Got an interesting perspective on it. I think it was a racing incident, to be honest. Down in 17th at the moment, teammate just passed him.
So Draper is up, B Wheeler is the loser out, well, the loser in that.
Yeah, it was a collision with Dragon. Might be an overtake for the lead into the bus stop. No, Ferrari's got it. A little bit of tyre touch in there, but Ferrari stays ahead.
Well, he's also out of ERS. So into the source, nope.
Actually, they really are grouped up. Like top 5, very close together.
Top 5 is interesting though, because 3 out of the top 5 are running on hard tyres. So
I'm surprised that Dragon's actually keeping up with Jay. Three drivers pitting, and some yellow flags in some sectors where there's not a single car or collision.
The only way you can describe that is Codemasters.
Just we'll remember, Codemasters now under control of EA. So.
Not officially. The bid's been put in, but nothing.
Not
Jay
yet.
Williams slipping down the order. Hobbs getting a move done on him. Both drivers been on the same tyre, so that could be important. Come the end of the race. Let's take a flick through and see if there's any battles going on. There's a train forming from P12 down. The cars
I think that's P10, 11, 12, 13 and 14. There's another bit of one, 6, 7, 8 and 9.
Big Balls and Viking going at it, and Viking's through.
I'm not sure if he is. It depends who brakes later. What can he do safely? Big Balls brakes later. Can he hang it around the outside? No, not quite.
Tobes with the fastest lap of the race.
So
Tobes is up into P10, fastest lap of the race. So that's 2 points for him if he can manage. Yeah, Vikings through and held it, but he won't.
Yeah, but I can't see that lasting.
And he's out of ERS, and Big Balls has DRS too. If there was any request that I could make for the F1 community, well, the FIA, is to change the name of some of the things that there are, because the abbreviations, there are a lot of RS's on the end of it.
Wait, mine's not abbreviated.
No, like ERS, DRS.
Oh.
things like that. There's just too many RSs on the end of things.
Yeah, Tom, we have no way of checking the tyre strategy. I would suspect he's going medium. It's unlikely he'll be pitching again. It would be quite unsensible.
Who's this that you're on about?
Royal Viking. The only driver left that really needs to pit, Dragon, maybe B-Wheeler. And Liverpool fan if he's not careful. Don't know why I went for softs then, it should be mediums.
Yeah, that might have just been Craig 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags, so he made a move under a yellow flag.
Ooh.
But as we've seen, there's been a few phantom yellow flags. So he may Tobes again was the fastest lap of the race. So two fastest laps in back-to-back laps and gained 2 positions on back-to-back laps accordingly. And it looks like one of the Williams is being lapped. So that will be TTV Giacomo with it. Yes, it is.
Well, Tom, Royal Viking is not going to get the win because he has, hang on, wrong thing. He has 6 seconds of penalties. So the Ferrari Big Balls is a huge advantage.
Draper, fastest lap of the race. So Draper's on the move. But Draper does have like 11 seconds to gain on the car ahead. So, make that... Yeah, it's a big gap. And he also has penalties. One driver that is at risk of... We've got 8 laps left. And Gavin Poynton. I keep going to call him Gaviscon for some reason. Oh, that is Cole Paradox and Craigo getting together.
Didn't catch that.
Oh, it was one of the AlphaTauris that went sideways into a wall.
That was an amazing overtake, if that sticks. It does. Hats off to Royal Viking for that one. Doubt it winning the race, but...
Was it round the outside of the bus stop and inside?
It was around the outside of the bus stop and inside the second part, yeah.
Great place to overtake if you can get it absolutely nailed.
And now Big Ball's under threat from Kyle.
And Kyle has more ERS and he has DRS.
But they're both the DRS, so...
Yeah, so I'd be surprised if this doesn't...
Well, actually, Royal Viking. Oh my goodness.
Royal Viking with another penalty.
Ooh.
Oh, that's Big Ball's gone.
That's big, because...
That's beached.
That actually puts Sadistic King in the winning position.
That puts Sadistic in chance of a podium.
No, of a win, because look at penalties.
Yeah.
He's on better strategy than 2 of the cars ahead of him. And all the cars ahead of him penalties.
Actually doesn't put Captain Nick out of the realms of a podium either.
Yeah, he stands a good chance for a podium.
So does Jay Hartnell. Jay
Slightly
Hartnell
doubtful there.
if he can pull some time in when the mediums start to go off in the next couple of laps, when we've got Ferrari going very slowly. I'm assuming that's Big Ben, Big Balls. That's yeah, it is. Wouldn't surprise me if we see him come into the pits and retire.
Let's just get that leader and penalties up. Oh, it's same +1 lap for club. Yeah, of course it's broken.
Penalties, the leader in penalties at the moment is Gavin Poynton on 15 seconds.
Nick is very much on for podium. I think
is having a very solid race again.
He is... What was it? He's looking...
2.5 seconds behind Sadistic King.
It looks like at the moment he'll get third, but if he pushes a bit more, he'll be able to get second.
Yeah, we don't know if he's just running in lean at the moment, just trying to preserve the tyres to the end.
He'll also start gaining time on Club PR. So I think he's on for a fairly definite third position. As long as he doesn't make any mistakes too big.
Yep. Royal Viking will cross the line in first if it stays as it is, but he will drop down to 4th or 5th. So it's heartbreaking crossing the line P1 and dropping down the order. It happened to me around Spain because of penalties of making my way back through the field. I had 9 seconds of penalties and crossed the line in P1 and ended up third. So that wasn't fun. Took my first league race win away from me. But the field is pretty much spaced out now, but there is the only battle really going on at the moment is from 1st to 4th.
Yeah, I mean these top two are about to go for an overtake. There's a banner one for 12 further down the order. I'll quickly jump to that one.
Yep, so have I.
Oh yeah, this is where Dragons had to pit for a pair of softs. So he's now flying back up to the field.
So you know what I said about going to lap 17 or 18 before coming on to the softs? On the hards. And trying just to work your way through the field. But he has got 3 seconds worth of penalty. Gavin has got 15. So he'll jump him. Craig's got 8. So he might actually jump into the points.
Kyle up into the lead, past Royal Viking. Captain Nick will start gaining some more time. Captain Nick is not currently on target for a podium.
Gavin Poynton with another penalty. He's either just not understanding where the track limits are through Eau Rouge, or he's just opting to take
He's just giving up.
the same line every single lap.
Seems
Carl Paradox with the time penalties for exceeding track limits. So that's making the battle for P9 really interesting. As Dragon is on the soft tyre, 7 seconds back, 7.3 seconds back of Jay.
Oh, might be able to see an overtake in the top 3. Not quite close enough. I'm expecting the next few straights might see some moves happening.
Right, I'm going to ride on board with Gavin Poynton just to see what line he's taking.
Royal Vikings pitted.
B. Wheeler's gone. He retired. Is that a... Oh, he crashed.
That is an Eau Rouge crash. And a virtual safety car with it. Who was it who just pitted?
Royal Viking.
That man can predict the future.
So he won't lose too many positions because of that.
Well, you say that, but he's down quite far already.
Gavin's coming into the pit, so it looks like he's going to retire too with 18 seconds worth of penalties. He's all but guaranteed to finish back of the pack.
So, Royal Viking was on 9 seconds of penalties, right? Yeah.
Yep.
I think he's just going for fastest lap then, but surely he's lost more points by doing it this way.
Probably, but he might think he has enough pace to get back through the pack.
Well, he's still got his 9 seconds though, he can't just get through.
Royal
Someone
Viking
just left. Oh, B Wheeler just left the room, but he's out.
That's not worked out for Royal Viking whatsoever, as he's now got a drive-through for speeding the pit lane. Or speeding under the safety car, so... Ooh. You know what, I'm going to call my driver... I'm going to call driver of the day already. And my driver of the day is Captain Nick.
So, wait, how many positions has he gained?
He has gained 9 positions. He's currently penalty free. TTB Giacomo with another penalty. So even though Gavin Poynton came into the pits, pitted, took a fresh set of tyres. He's still in 14th, but he does have all those penalties. He's got 18 seconds worth of penalties.
Oh.
Present blocker with another warning. Well, with another penalty, so that's his first one, so he's out of the points. So at the moment it looks like Dragon Speed is... Oh! TTV Giacomo has crashed.
Where's that?
Or
That's
he's
another...
retired on track.
No, he's crashed. That is a definite crash.
Yep.
So another virtual safety car.
Gavin Poynton will be finishing in 17th at this rate.
So for Nick to be on the
Draper
podium, he needs to be within 3 seconds of Club PR.
which he currently is.
No, he's not. He's like right on the border. Wait, no, he's not. He's about a second back.
Yeah.
So if Nick can gain about 1 second, which considering tyres may happen in the last 2 laps, Nick needs to be within 3 seconds of Club PR.
If you play the VSC right, you can gain time on the car ahead.
But of course, it's a risk.
It's always that risk of getting the drive-through. Obviously, Royal Viking's not going to be able to serve his drive-through until end of the VSC. Captain Nick with the drive-through.
Captain Nick with the drive-through penalty. That kills any hope
huge.
of getting
with
a
the
podium.
VSC, that's killed him. That's killed him off. Royal Viking will be taking his this lap, I assume. That will drop him down to at least P12. Captain Nick will drop down to, I'm assuming, around about P9. So JD will gain Draper with a penalty. As the tyres are starting to go off and others start to switch on that little bit more, as in the hards, we're seeing a lot more penalties coming thick and fast now. Like, we've got Draper on 11, Gavin Poynton on 18.
So,
Paradox.
by my calculation, Sadistic King's going to win this.
My calculations too. Also, I called driver of the day way too early. Sadistic has gained 5 positions.
And Club PR nearly through into the lead. Some touching going on there.
Great defending from Kyle there. But does he want to hold the car up behind him, knowing that both have got penalties, so they'll both be picked to the win? This
well, to be fair, looking at all the penalties, unless 12th place can get within 3 seconds behind them, which isn't going to happen, they both have a secured podium, because they both only have 3 seconds for the moment.
Yeah, and Tobbs has got 8, so it could be P2 and P4.
Captain Nick with 3 seconds.
As well as his drive-through. Is he going to come into the pits this lap to take it, or is he...
So has Sadistic King got any warnings? No, not a single one.
So he's kept it clean. No
How many positions
whatsoever.
where did he start?
He's gained 5. So he started P8.
It's looking like he might be about to earn himself driver of the day then.
Yeah.
All contact between the top 2. Club PR loses some of his front wing into the back of Kyle.
One sec. Also...
Yeah, he's lost his left end plate.
Yeah. JD needs to be given an honourable mention for driver of the day. He's up 11 positions and he's got a 5-second penalty.
Club PR's really suffering now. Going through a rouge with... Sorry. You go.
I was going to say Dragon on speed with the fastest lap to then have it
Cole Paradox just gone.
Yeah. So both
Captain
drivers
Nick
on the soft tyre. Big Bulls with the fastest lap.
I think Liverpool fan might be able to snatch that. No.
So with a lap and a half to go.
Captain Nick is... Where's he going to win now? I don't know.
Captain Nick will come out just inside the points, I believe. If not, then he's waited too long for his drive-through to take it. So, following on from what we said earlier about Gavin Poynton, he's just, I'm not sure if he just struggles around Spa, but his lines aren't as smooth as everyone else's. Like, he's taking a wide line through turn 11 and 12, running out wide, so he's picking up a warning there. Then he'll probably pick another one up.
Oh, Captain Nick serving his drive-through.
Where will he come out? So Captain Nick is in 6th, 7th.
Well, he also was 3 seconds of penalties,
Yep.
so he's not going to gain all that back.
Carl Paradox with another fastest lap.
And also, people
Captain
watching, do you
Nick-
mind not insulting the drivers? Yeah, Sadistic King's actually nearly got up into 2nd position on track. He's probably driving really safe at this point.
Captain Nick has, if he can gain half a second, he has P7.
Oh, is that on penalties?
Yeah. He's got 3 seconds, and Dragon and Speed's got 6. But he's currently 3.8 seconds down, so it looks like he'll be staying where he is. Royal Viking has lost out massively through the drive-through and other things. He has got 9 seconds worth of penalties, so it looks like he's dropping out the points.
Sadistic King
Sadistic is
up into 2nd on track. Okay, no.
But he is 2.8 seconds behind.
Yeah, that battle cost him. I don't know why he decided to go in a battle. That might have lost him the win if he gets this corner bad.
Nah, it looks like he's nailed it.
We didn't nail the exit, but certainly nailed the win.
Yeah, takes it by 2 tenths.
And I'll stick on penalties so everyone can see what's going to happen.
Yeah, I've got it up now. Tobes P4.
How much is Jay
JD?
Hartnell going to move up? Jay Hartnell's going to get points, but how many points?
It may be. He's going to get 4 points. 2 points.
There we go.
Solid from him. So the points have rounded out. Gavin Poynton
Yeah.
coming across
Gavin
the line
got
with 21.
penalties and points mixed up.
Draper, the last car left to finish.
Long way to go.
Carl Paradox immediately leaves the session. He had enough. He's gone.
Narrowly misses out on points because of penalties. Understandable.
Yeah. So in Draper, you get 2.5 minutes. Oh, he's actually on course for fastest lap.
That's might be a really smart move by him. How new are these tyres? Oh, he pitted. He's went for the fastest lap. However, he can't actually get the bonus point for the fastest lap.
No, but you can take it away from other people.
Who is it who's got it at the moment? How did you check?
Adam?
How did you check who's got it? Can't remember. Who has it? Fastest lap currently.
Fastest lap is Carl Paradox.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. So he took that extra point away from Carl Paradox. So why does JD's character look like a cross between Daniel Ricciardo and Vettel?
Maybe there was some behind the scenes action they weren't quite expecting.
Possibly. There was a joke to be made there, but it's not suitable for the stream, so I'm not going to make that joke while on the stream. If you're interested as to what it is, Jonathan, I'll tell you after. But well done for the drivers that finished the race. Those who didn't,
well done, anyone for participating.
yeah,
We only
you
had
get a
3 drivers
participation
DNF.
trophy. So we had less people DNF from the race than what we did qualifying.
Which is fair, it wasn't raining in the race. Okay, so
Yeah.
here's our order. Sadistic King with the win, Kyle, Clerpiar, then Tobes, JD, Craigo, Dragon, Captain Nick, Jay Hartnell, and Jay Williams finishing off. All 3 J's in the top 10. As well as both Renaults, both McLarens.
So
they're the only teams.
this is how Gavin's race went. 3 warnings lap 1. Penalty and 3 warnings lap 2. 2 penalties and 4 warnings lap 4. 2 warnings on lap 5. Penalty and warning on lap 6. 5 seconds warning on lap 8. Warning, and then another 2 seconds on lap 12. And it just kept going like that. Fair enough, Spa is not an easy track. The track limits at times don't make any sense. Like, one lap you'll take the same line, you'll get away with it. Next lap you'll take the exact same line, and you'll get penalised for it.
Do you want to invite Sadistic King, Carl and Clerpiar to the party so that we can try and get them for a post-race interview?
Yep, give me a moment. Who was it? Clerpiar?
Kyle and Sadistic King B. Kyle has already fled the lobby. Okay. Who is it? Oh. I think you managed to... I don't know what you did, but... we got to add players. Who have you added? No, it just kicked me. Okay, well, hopefully they'll join soon.
Who did you just add into the party? Because
I tried to add Sadistic King again.
It's just started a complete, like, new party. So.
Oh, has it?
Yeah. So I will send Sadistic a fresh invite.
No, 7th of January, not 4th of January. Unless whoever did this can't type.
Hello.
Ooh, congrats on the podium.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, go on.
Well, yeah, managed to get 3rd in the end. Sorry, I'm just trying to remember who was who. I remember the kind of track
I was
positions.
3rd. Well,
yeah.
I was 3rd. Kyle was 2nd. Sadistic was 1st.
Yeah. I don't. Did you realise when you were battling Sadistic that you nearly took away his 1st position?
I was only at the end.
Because that gap was gradually.
As we were on the last sector, I was like, "Oh, Kyle's always 3 seconds ahead." But it would have been a better for the championship. But like, I had wing damage, so I ended up running wide and then just.
Yeah, no, we saw the wing damage. You rear-ended Carl into the bus stop with a couple laps to go.
Yeah. I think we were moving about a bit, and I just clipped him. I'll have to watch it back.
Yeah, that 4-way battle for 1st. I'm not sure who touched Big Balls or what happened, as I only caught him spinning off. Can any of you guys shed any light of what happened there?
I think it was Royal Viking, admittedly. Just went across on him on the apex and knocked him off.
Yeah, all I saw was Ferrari spinning and getting beached in the wall for like 5 seconds.
Yeah. It was a bit like I was trying to avoid him, but it was just a bit unlucky, and that's
Also,
him lost his championship lead, I think.
interested on your thoughts of Q2. I've never seen that happen before. Everyone quit the lobby quit the session with 3 minutes to go because of that rain.
Well, we're all because everyone was just like,
I'm not going to improve.
Like, no one's setting a quicker time. But no, I mean it was good qualifying, good race, a really good battle.
Yeah.
It looked like
shout out to JD for coming from 18th driver of the day.
Yeah, I called my driver of the day a little bit too early. I called it with 3 laps to go, and I called Captain Nick, and literally just after that he got a drive-through.
Yeah, he was in my party, and he was a bit dumb under the VSC, unfortunately.
Our race winner's just joined us, Sadistic King. Congratulations on the win.
Oh, cheers, mate. Such a weird race.
Yeah. Did you realise that when you were battling Claire PR, you nearly lost the win?
Yeah, I realised it. I seen it coming.
I wasn't purposely doing it on purpose. I had wing damage. So
no, I seen the wing damage. I knew you were running wing damage, mate. Yeah. I seen what happened to you and Kyle, and then obviously you went a little bit wide, and I went to sneak in it, and then I realised I seen the delta time, and I was like, oh god. I just put everything in. Yeah, I took a podium nonetheless. So.
That was a strange race.
It was
weird yellow flags in sector 2 all the time.
Yeah,
and then
we were wondering about that. We couldn't figure out why, and I just put it down to Codemasters being Codemasters.
Yeah, it's like they weren't lasting ages either. They were only lasting like 3/10 of a second, but they were a pain in the ass.
And then there was the green, like it kept going green and yellow after every 5 seconds after VSC. So I was like, can I overtake or not?
I think it was Togs that ended up with a 5-second penalty for not adhering to yellow flags.
I think so. Yeah, it's either that I think he might have been hit from behind at one point potentially.
It came up something to do with yellow flags, so he might have made a move into in sector 2 when the yellow flags were waved, like every lap, and he'll have that removed because if there's nothing going on there, he was fully within his rights to make a move. If it was pretty much every other lap for the entire duration.
Same in turn 1 as well. Like that's where some of the yellow flags kept on coming up as well.
Yeah. There was like was it Puon? I think like there was just a yellow flag kept appearing.
That's the name of the double left-hander at turn 11 and 12. Puon. I couldn't remember.
Well, Sadistic King, are you aware that you've now got the championship lead? This is your 6th podium, 2nd win.
Yeah. Going into the race, I was like 3 points behind Big Balls, wasn't I? I seen him spinning, I was like, yes! I felt bad at the
He got a
same
bit
time.
unlucky there. Yeah, I think he got taken out, unfortunately, wasn't everything
I've spoke to Big Balls before, and I said, like, if I stand any chance, it's going to be in Spa and Netherlands, and maybe Abu Dhabi, because he doesn't like Abu Dhabi, so...
Yeah, we're now 23 points ahead of him, so...
All you need to do is get the win and fastest lap next race and hope he doesn't score a point. And then all you've got to do in the final race is take a point.
Too good at Netherlands.
Well, you got 3 weeks of preparation, so...
Yeah,
depending on how you spend your Christmas.
Go-kart track, so all you've got to do is just qualify P1 and just keep hold of your ARS until the straight, then you're sorted.
I would like to say though, I was quite surprised. I was really surprised at how clean it was tonight.
I thought it was going to be a safety car in turn 1.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a safety car in turn 1 as well.
Yeah.
I think I went on soft, so I was expecting it.
Was it 4-star that caused the safety car, I think?
Yeah, he hit the wall straight on just after the Kimmel straight, I think, basically.
I think he'd done the chicane and he done the he did the Kimmel straight, did the chicane, and I think he must have caught a curb and hit the wall on the left, just next to the gravel pit.
Right.
All we heard in the party was like, "That's it, I'm done." And then it was like 4 star time from session.
Carl Paradox immediately left the session as soon as the race finished. He left, so because with penalties he finished around P11, I think.
He was something like 8/10 off points.
He was just done with today. Like, you could tell he was.
Yeah, well, it changed like host like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, the host kept leaving.
Did they do it in the last lap? Yeah, because I was saying in the party, I was in the party with like Jay Williams, Jay Hartnell, and Liverpool, and I was like, "Is he going to serve that? Because he needs to serve it like soon."
Yeah, he was just dumb under the VSC, and then I think really. So.
Yeah,
it does happen. It's quite easy to do the speeding under the VSC, especially with how Codemasters have programmed the Delta. It can go from a second in the green to half a second in the red. By going around the corner at 40 miles an hour.
Yeah, I was getting really bad luck with the VSC in all leagues, where I was going into the corner really slow and it was going green in the corner and giving me a drive-through. I
got a drive-through last night in Baku for coming out of the pits underneath the VSC.
Yeah, it's horrible. So I tend to go within like, I was losing a lot of time to like Clor and like Kyle because I was going like 2 seconds into my Delta under the VSCs just so I didn't get a drive-through.
Yeah, I was dropping a bit. Well, I think Kyle was dropping back a bit, so I was dropping back just so I didn't run into him. But yeah, it's one of them ones where you're like, oh, I don't want to make it too close in case it just goes over or something like that, and then you get 5 seconds, and it really
you'd much rather drop back on the track and lose time to the car behind than end up having to serve a drive-through when everyone's clustered up again because of the VSC. That nobody's gained or lost any time, so you're going to drop down the field. Like it happened to Captain Nick, he went from P4 down to P8 or 9.
Yeah.
And there was a couple
he
of
was running quite well for a while as well, Captain Nick.
He kept it penalty free until lap 19, and then the drive-through happened. And then he got a 3-second penalty the next lap.
He would probably be within my vote for one of the drivers of the season in terms of like getting better, like progressing. Because he's come on leaps and bounds since I seen him racing last season. So
that's what the academy's there for, isn't it? To help.
Yeah.
With the racecraft.
He seems to be doing well.
But
especially, I think he went up to medium traction control now, didn't he? Ever since he's done that, he's been up there keeping pace with the big boys like Clor and Kyle and stuff like that. So
I think he was trying no traction control and it just wasn't working. So like when he first race, I think he switched to medium 1 in Russia. So
no traction's horrible. I can't do no traction. I've tried.
All 3 of you, well done for the podium results. Sadistic, great drive by you to secure the win. And everyone else, if you're still listening on the stream, great racing from all of you. There was action throughout the race, and at times there was 4 or 5 cars vying for 9th. Those 1 or 2 points will make the difference in the constructors come the end of the championship. And obviously the guys at the front, how are your backs after carrying your teams today?
They're alright. Well, to be honest, I don't know what to do. Don't know how Cole Paradox.
I'm really good. I'm really good friends with my teammates, so I'm not going to say anything. No comment.
Yeah, I'm not going to get you to call your teammate out in the radio or on the interviews. You can do that in DMs later on.
Yeah. We're quite lucky. We've got Do Will in AlphaTauri, so that's like automatic win.
Yeah, they're winning by like 70 points.
I'm doing too well in Tier 1 just now, so...
No, and the Alfa Romeo team today didn't do particularly well. They finished back end of the points, maybe even outside of it. So it's all on how Tier 1 performed today to see where we finished the week and heading into the final 2 rounds. But as I said, well done all of you. Great driving all around, some epic battles, some nice overtakes, and
thank you very much.
Good fun to watch. I expect the same in...
I like the Netherlands.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting turn 1.
It's definitely going to be interesting.
It's... For Netherlands, there are so many different lines. You can run deep and still get it like straightened out for turn 2.
Mm.
But someone will try it up the inside, and there might be a safety car on lap 1, which will
Yeah.
throw strategy out the window.
Yep.
Exactly.
But well done for all of you keeping it sensible into La Source on lap 1. That's a minor miracle by itself.
Yeah.
And the fact that La Source relatively was incident free throughout the entire race.
It was an incident-free first lap, I think. Pretty much,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
All of you were sensible through La Source, through
I don't know if
Rouge.
it's sensible. Like I was Rich overtake up a Rouge every time.
Yeah. I'm trying to give you guys a compliment, accept it.
My butt was flapping each and every time.
But yeah, you kept it relatively sensible then, going through those corners every lap. I'm surprised nobody lost it over the top of Eau Rouge, which is quite easily done.
I thought one driver did. Or was that in quality?
I think B Wheeler did.
That was qualifying.
No, B Wheeler did during the race.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
B Wheeler did.
Yeah, it's easily done, and you could have had a lot more safety cars, not just virtual safety cars, but you didn't. People were sensible, and you pretty much 90% of the field finished with less than 6 seconds worth of penalties. There was only 4 or 5 drivers with 6 or more.
Most
Yeah, I
drivers
was a
had
bit gutted with mine.
penalties. Alright. Thank you guys. Good luck with the race in
we'll call it a
Netherlands.
night there for you guys, and we'll catch you at Netherlands in
Let you go
what
celebrate.
is it, 3 weeks?
3 weeks.
Yeah, 7th.
Since
So,
celebrate.
yeah,
I've got a
you-
race at 2:30 in the morning. I ain't celebrating anything yet.
Yeah, you better get good before Netherlands.
Yeah.
I can't say anything, so I'm just gonna like shy away in the corner right now. Anyway, guys, cheers for the cheers for the race, and
Yeah,
catch
cheers for
you
doing the
next
comms,
time.
guys, as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, all right.
good comms, guys.
It's a pleasure when it's as good of a race as that.
Thank you very much.
I'll
Anyway.
catch you guys in a bit.
Right, yeah. See you in 3
Bye,
weeks.
guys.
Go there. Bye.
Right. Well, that was an interesting race with an interesting end, but Sadistic King just clutching the win. Not much more to say. I think most of it was said in that end interview. So, 3 weeks to Netherlands, but for me and Kieran, yeah.
Yeah, 3 weeks. It's going to be a long 3 weeks now that we're without actual F1. So 3 weeks without any gaming, like competitively, because of the Christmas break and things like that. For people that it's literally their life and blood to either watch the sport or be a part of the gaming community for like week in, week out. 3 weeks is a long time, so hopefully we will see everyone come back in a new year after the rest, take a couple of weeks away from the game. They might be able to come back with and find a little bit more pace. Others, they might show a little bit of ring rust, which Big Balls will be hoping that Sadistic King is now going to be showing a little bit of ring rust come Netherlands.
But from us, goodbye. See you in 3 weeks.
Cheers, guys. Bye.